If you have been cutting out your design space files for the May 2020 virtual album retreat, you may run into a problem with the scallop border. I'm going to walk you through your two options. You can either purchase the image file for 99 cents, or you can replace the images with the SVG that we've provided for you. So step number one is you want to download the Scallop Border SVG to your computer and upload that to Design Space. I'm going to go ahead and click Sign In and log into my account. Next, you'll want to click New Project and then come over here and hit Upload. Now, I've already uploaded the scallop border, but I'm going to walk you through how you would do it. So over here, I'm going to click on Upload Image. I'm going to click on Browse. And your file might be in the Downloads folder. Mine is on the desktop. So I'm just going to locate that, click on it, and then click Open. If you want to name it anything different, you would do that right here under Image Name. You can also tag it with anything that you would want to. I'm just going to click Save. So now let me go back to this website. If you scroll down, you have a list of all of the Cricut Design Space files that you'll be working with. And as you're working through the list of Design Space files to cut, when you get to one that includes a scallop border, you have the two options like I mentioned before. You can either purchase the scallop shape or replace the scallop shape with the SVG file that has been provided. So I'm going to scroll down to one that I know has a scallop, which is the peach cardstock. So I'm going to click on that. After I've clicked on it, it's asking me to open this in Design Space. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Open. And then I want to open Design Space desktop application. Okay, so option one, you can go ahead and click on Make It. And before you can hit continue, you'll need to check out. So this is where you will purchase the scallop shape for 99 cents. My total is $6.96 because I don't own a lot of the close to my heart shapes personally. So yours will look a little bit different than mine. Now I'm going to click on cancel so I can show you the other option. If you don't want to purchase the file, you can replace the scallop border image with the SVG that's been provided. So let me show you how. Click on Customize. I'm going to go ahead and maximize my screen by clicking on this box. I'm clicking on this minus button just so I can zoom out and see all of the images that I'm working with here. So you'll want to click on Upload, and there you'll find the scallop border that you've already uploaded. And then hit Insert Images. Now the scallop is already the correct size, so you don't need to worry about resizing it. Next, you want to count the number of scallops that you're replacing. In this case, peach cardstock has 3 that we'll be replacing. And for this file, the scallops are turned to fit better with the other shapes. So we need to rotate this SVG scallop so that it will fit right on top of the scallops that are already there. To do that, I'm going to hold down the Shift key on my keyboard and then click on this rounded arrow. And while I'm holding down the Shift key, I'm just going to click and hold down that arrow and rotate the shape until it's exactly how I want it, and then release on the Shift key and my mouse. And now I can click and drag that scallop right over the top of the scallops on the file. Now you'll want to duplicate this image, so make sure that your Scallop Border SVG is highlighted, and then you're going to come over here and hit duplicate. I'm going to hit this button twice so that I make sure that I have 3. And then I'm just going to line them up exactly on top of the scallops that are already there. Now you'll want to come over here to your Layers panel and click on the eye icon for each of the Scallop Border SVG images. We want to get rid of those so that we can easily see the scallops that we want to remove from our image. So right now, all of these images are attached together so that they will be cut out exactly as they're shown here on the screen. And we wanted to do that just so that Cricut wouldn't rearrange the shapes and we could really utilize one sheet of paper. So what we want to do is click on the image. They're all attached, so they'll all be one image. And then you want to click on Detach. Now you want to select each scallop and remove those. So I'm just going to click on that red X and delete each one. Now you're going to unhide your SVG scallops by clicking back on those eye icons. They may have shifted down to the bottom of your list. So right now you need to make sure that all of your images are going to fit within an 11.5 by 11.5 inch space. To do that, I'm going to click on Select All and double check my size over here. Now right now it's at 11.537, so it's slightly larger than 11.5 and it's not going to cut out how I want it to. So to fix that, I'm going to click anywhere except for on my image to deselect. And I'm going to click and hold down my mouse and drag over just the scallops. Now I'm going to come up here to Align and center vertically. That'll make sure that all of those are now 11.5. I don't have any staggered scallops, so they're all perfectly even and creating that 11.5 inch shape that we're looking for. While the scallops are all still selected, you want to change the color. To do that, I'm clicking on this black box, and then I'm going to select the color of the rest of my shapes and click on that, and that will change the color. Now I want to select all again and just double check that everything is going to fit within that 11.5 by 11.5 inch square. Everything here is going to fit within that box, so while everything is selected, I'm going to hit Attach. Now you can go ahead and click Make It. Now you can go ahead and click on Continue and then cut out your file. You just want to make sure that you repeat this for each of the files that have the scallop border if you want to use the SVG. If you've purchased an image, then everything should cut out without having to prompt the 99-cent purchase each time. You only need to make that purchase once.